recently when we discuss fashion, we discuss the consumerist industry of fabrics, we usually hear the word sustainable trend. So I feel like sustainability has been repackaged as something that can be sold and purchased very fast. And that is a paradox in and of itself, because anything fast fashion is not sustainable. So when we claim that a fashion product is sustainable and we sell it as that, it's very harmful towards everybody involved, I think, towards the consumer who are misguided towards the products. And what is your, reaction when you hear that sustainability is being sold as a trend?
I trigger and I started because when I have chance to traveling around the world, like when I visit America, I feel like okay, they have a lot of buildings. It's really nice, but I feel so overwhelmed, And then when I travel into Bhutan, it's the happiest country in the world. I feel like, oh, they don't have buildings, they have a lot of nature, and somehow the king protect it very well. The concept of sustainability, how we use the energies in this generation, but still give that for the next generation. Because everything we produce now from the nature. And if we continue to do the same, the scary part's gonna happen. And when you mention it about fashion and sustainability way, I don't claim that when they found it like 1 decade before, ago, because I think the mission when they began this just how to make people feel confident when they wear the dress and the fashion they produce. But for now, they have to rethink about it because everything has changed. Like maybe the vision the same, like make you feel beautiful and confident when wearing. But mission maybe changing a little bit, like how I produce it in the sustainable way. So I think any century has its own story. It has to be. Because we all here, it exists for the reason. And maybe the last generation, they saw them, already showed the problem. And now the generation us have to get the new challenges to solve the new one.
And a green lifestyle is about, creating a sustainable future for further future generations. And that essence needs to be captured by all industries, but when it is captured by the fashion industry, it needs to be clear of what it's doing. Like it needs to be aware that this is the message. This is not just a label that can be smacked on a product, right? Like I said before, I followed Helly Tống for 5 years, 6 years, and I know of you as one of the leading influencers in the Vietnamese influencer world when we talk about green lifestyle and sustainability, even in fashion and also in other lifestyle products. So how have you turned this into a part of you, such an integral part that defines your brand, let's say?
Well, like I say, when I created the in concept, I didn't think about, it's gonna be the launch in the future. Because when it was that time, I just think very easily way, okay, I want to inspire people to have length in their house. But then the more I get along in that journey, I found I can sell a lot of the other story too. Like for example, now we have the other product, terrarium in Kokkedama. Are you sure you know that?
I know terrariums.
Yeah, for example, the terrarium was discovered in 1840 by English botanist when he was studying development of caterpillars. So when you look at the terrarium, it's just like the small forest, right?
Yeah.
And when we look at that, we're just like, okay, we know everything about the ecosystem of the forest, and we know it's can run by itself. Somehow doesn't need human in that. But in 2018, I found with my partner a review station with different perspective, because I found Vietnam was one of the top 5 that pushed the trash to the landfill in the world. That's too bad. And we still a customer. I was thinking about okay, how to get like, I went to the supermarket, but how can I reduce the plastic? And I think about, okay, why don't we make a concept in the store that people can come and review anything they need? So it's just shaped the way, the concept that I do in that time. And until now, I do, some foundation. I didn't expect that I'm going to contribute myself for, non-profit organization until I found like, okay, I want to do something more. Like, for example, I want to, plant more trees. And I think like if I found the soulmate organizations, I can contribute for that organization. Because if you go alone, you just go fast. But if you want to go bigger, you have to go with the team. And then for now, just like, Steve Jobs, connect all the dots. And somehow the law of attraction happen in that way. Like you just do what you feel the best for you, but the same core value. And one day, like now for me, I feel like so lucky because everything's happened like the lines of the story in my life. Yeah, and Green Lifestyle just happened the same too. Yeah.
So I think it's very beautiful how you have turned it into a core value. It's not just something that you practice in a fashion sense. Like I'm saying fashion as like how you put on accessories, for example. And a green lifestyle for you is not just something you don't. Like it's not something you put on your person and let it be it, but you let it become a part of you. And therefore it follows you through different stages and different ventures of your life. And I think that is such an inspiring story.